Thank you to all my go-getters, my GGs, for tuning in today on my podcast for It Is What It Is. The topic of today is shades on black. Not shades of black, but shades on black. The reason being is because black people have had shade on them for eternity. So this is a pointed topic for me because I am a black woman. Not only am I just a black woman, I am a strong black woman. I believe that what I have went through has made me as strong as I am today in my race. I love being a black person. I love being a black woman. I love being black, first of all. I love my color, first of all. It is very important to talk about because growing up as a black woman, I grew up around a lot of white people. I've lived in Florida from first grade to sixth grade. And from first grade to sixth grade, I do not remember not one time coming into a situation of racism with them. Never. However, only one time, I was on a military base with my mom, and there was a kid, she looked at me and looked at her dad and said, "Wow, Dad, that's a black girl." And he looked at her and looked at me, and I just looked, and I was just like, and I said to myself, like, black girl? Honestly, I didn't even know what that meant because I have never been put in that position to say, oh, I'm a black girl and I'm proud. I literally grew up from first to sixth grade, thinking that I wasn't a black girl because I was never labeled that way. That may sound crazy to some people, but I'm not saying that I don't know that I'm a black woman, obviously. However, by a label per se, I didn't understand that there was a difference between white people and black people. I just thought we were all people and we were different. When I moved to Georgia, which was in the seventh grade, the first week of school, my first impression was black people were racist. I came from Florida, so I'm dark as hell. And I'm rolling up in here just dark as hell, and probably maybe people haven't seen a dark woman before. So I used to get clowned on like, oh, you black as hell, or damn, I don't want to be with you, you're so dark. And like, I've had so many different things you can think of that was said to me about being a black woman. It really hurt me to know that my own people were racist to me and hurtful to me because of my color, when the same person who was mean to me was my color. Whether you were tan, brown, a little bit of yellow, you know what I mean, purple. I was attacked by all color in my own race, except from white people. So I'm pretty sure I have been talked about behind my back by a white person. I would not just sleep on that. However, to my face, the only person who came at me were black people. And it bothered me for a very long time. It actually almost made me feel like I wasn't worth enough. You know, growing up as green as I was, because there was a lot of things I just didn't know. I was deprived of many things because of just the way I was raised. We moved a lot. I have moved so many times that it was to the point where moving was a part of me. Leaving and meeting new people was a part of me. I still had separation anxiety. However, it was a lot different because I didn't want to separate from the people I loved. I didn't mind separating from people that I barely knew. It was nothing to me. So, with that being said, I go from first grade to sixth grade with no racism, knowing I'm a dark-skinned woman. As a matter of fact, I was out of the 5 dark kids in the school. All of the rest of the grades, all the rest of the kids were white. Every single one of them. There was only 5 black kids in my school. And I have never dealt with racism. So can you imagine moving to Georgia? I'm not saying Georgia is a problem. I love everywhere I go. It's the people for me. Some people felt that they felt the need to bully me or belittle me because of my color. So it was crazy because I could have let that hurt me for a very long time. I could have, very much, because I know there's some women who have, and men, that let people who dragged them down about something that they couldn't change into the ground because that person felt like they could or they wanted to. And the sad part is a lot of people like to blame the other race for the reason things are the way they are when it really isn't. I believe that racism is automatically just fucked up. However, why would you use that in your own race? Why would white people look at them and be like, ugh, you're white? Like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Where's unity? Even if you don't fuck with dark people, why are you bashing your own people? Who are you? You know what I mean? So that's what bothered me. It bothered me because it wasn't the racism, it was who was being racist to me. My own people. What I had to do is I had to start loving myself. I started to believe at the 7th grade that even though I am dark skinned, even though I have dark qualities of nappy hair, I didn't have nice mixed hair, I had huge titties, but I didn't really have much of an ass because that's just genetics. I already didn't feel like I was all that because of just how I felt like I grew up. Like, I wasn't taught to be a pretty little girl. I was a pretty little girl, but I wasn't a girly pretty little girl. I was just like, throw my shit on, make sure my hair brushed, and go outside, just straight natural. You know, I never knew about makeup, lashes, and things to enhance my beauty because other things like people would bring me down just to help me feel better. So not only are you bringing me down from my color and I can't change it, there's things on me that I can change that I never thought about changing. So for you to say that, I'm glad that I didn't decide I wanted to change who I was at all. I still didn't. And that was amazing to me because that's growth at a young age, to know that I loved myself. What was the issue for me of this happening? Honestly, it was really just the fact that it was my own people doing it. I didn't like the fact that it was race war between black people and black people. Black on black crime. That is even a freaking slogan right now because that's what people do. And it's very embarrassing. You know, I just want to share at the end of the day, if you have been someone who has bullied or teased someone for being a dark-skinned person in your past, maybe that was something that you just picked on for because people did it. However, it was wrong. And it could have hurt many people, and I'm pretty sure it did. I know that my biggest issue with race right now on black people, the shade on us black people, is the shades that do it. So right now, there is a complete difference right now between a light-skinned person and a brown-skinned person. In between is a mixed person. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're light-skinned, you have some genetics from somewhere else that are just above or beyond from black. And then you have black people who are only black people. Black, 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 black. Then you got black and white. Then you got light black. So I'm not saying that not everybody has white in their family. It's possible. There's black people who make white kids. Genetics. It happens. However, the issue now is unity. We're all black. So if you are light skinned or dark skinned, we're still black. So why bash your own race, yourself? Because you want to make yourself look better or feel better than the other person. For years, I never envied light skinned people or women. I think I just kind of observed from a distance on how people react to light-skinned people or how I react to them or how they react to me or my color. Light-skinned people to me, and I am open to your opinion, open to what you have to say, but light-skinned people to me so far growing up, they feel entitled in their own way as just like white people do. They feel like it's white people, light-skinned people, Hispanic people, and then black people. I totally believe that's what people think. I saw a post the other day and it said, I would never date a dark-skinned chick because I don't want no black-ass baby. That is so fucked up. However, the crazy thing about this whole situation is everybody likes to say it's a preference. Oh, it's a preference. It is. However, your preference is fucked up because it got you brainwashed to think that Just because that person's light skinned, they're better than the dark skinned person. Just because that person's dark skinned, they're better than the light skinned person. Someone else said to me, I love light skinned women. They're like everything to me. They're so beautiful, something about them. But I would never wife one. I gotta have me a chocolate wife. I don't understand that. Literally. Like, I literally don't understand. I'm literally saying this to just see if anyone can help me understand what the fuck that means. You're trying to tell me your preference, which is fine, is light-skinned women. However, you will not marry one. You would rather a brown-skinned woman. I don't understand it. If your preference is light-skinned women, why would you date a different color than what you prefer? Because you're going to give that person self-esteem issues because you're telling them, if they're dark-skinned, that you like light-skinned women. However, I'm with you. First of all, you could have shut that shit the fuck up. I didn't need to know that. One. Two, it's like, why are you that racist? Why do you see color in sex? Why do you see color in beauty? Why do you see color in anything? You should just see for what it is. That's the kind of people I really don't like to be around, because it sucks when you are the opposite of what people are looking for, when we're all still the same. I'm still black just like you. I still bleed just like you. You know what I mean? I still can breathe just like you're breathing over there. However, because we have two different colors, I'm not as best as you. There are people who are bleaching their skin to make sure they're light skinned because they're tired of people coming at them for being dark skinned. When there are 7 billion plus people in this world and you're making one person change your whole entire identity, on my mama, if you were to go to Florida, you will see that there are many different cultures, different languages that are dark skinned. You'll see many different cultures and languages that are white and Hispanic. You know, they have Portuguese, and there's some Portuguese people who don't like American white people. Like, they do get on their own race, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about my race. My race today, I know some other culture, black people don't like certain black people because of their culture and because they feel like we are dumb because we're American. Their culture says they don't want American lifestyle. They don't want the American thinking. They love how they think, and they would rather continue to how they think and raise their kids that way. And that goes along with culture in general, with race, because at the end of the day, if you have race wars, I don't see white people on black people. I see black people on black people more than I see white people on black people. I see a whole bunch of videos of white people. They be all like scared of black people, or some people really cool with black people. But sometimes it's like, why do you have to make it so known that you're cool with black people because you're white? Because you want to be non-racist so bad. However, I get it, because you've been put in a category to believe that we hate you because you automatically don't fuck with us, when our own people don't fuck with us. So that's why it's always black on black crime, because people just don't be liking people, period. But I have never seen so much hatred between my own people against my own people. I feel really bad for people who are stuck in between. If you have like a black mom and you have a white mom and now you're mixed, that's beautiful to me. I don't have a racist issue when it comes to anything like that at all. However, I feel like you guys go through it a lot because you don't know really what side to pick on. If you come out a light-skinned person or a white person, but you have black in you, how do you explain that? You can't say nigga, but then you can. But then it's like, who gives a fuck? But then it's like, we do give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you can't control what somebody does, but when you're around them, it's like, you see a white person say, oh, I'm black. Like, whoa, Vicky, when she came out, I'm black. You don't know her family's generation, heritage. You don't know nothing. So all we can do is be like, oh, she ain't shit, she racist, or she might be really black for real. So why not give her the benefit of the doubt? But what you're not going to do is be a black person and tell people on national TV, Kodak, that you don't fuck with dark-skinned people, and you're dark-skinned. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. People probably say that for clout. However, that was the dumbest shit I ever heard. Like, why would you say that? And it is very true. It's like, in a way, I feel that women who are light skinned do get a lot of advantages because of their brightness of their skin. It's just knowing that you can see like the beauty on them. When you're dark skinned, you have to look at within the beauty within us. And when you are a pretty dark person, it's like sad because because you're a pretty dark skinned person, not just because of who you are. There are so many ugly, cute, weird, light skinned people who get the time of day just because they're light skinned. But you can be dark skinned and beautiful, funny, and have it all together and all of this stuff, but don't get no play because you're dark skinned. I seen on P Valley when she said, do you want cocoa tonight or do you want vanilla? He said, I'm fucking with the vanilla tonight. Why does it have to be like that? Why are you even giving him the preference, even though I would rather someone tell me up front that I don't like dark-skinned women so I can get the fuck out your face? Because I be damned. You just be with me because of the benefit, but you really rather be with Asian women, like, or white women. Like, just stay with where you want to be at. I'm just going to say that.